The project's called the Northern Victorian Firewood and Home Heating Project. We know that all along the river, from Shepparton down to the Murray and from the Murray from Cobram to Mildura, that the amount of red gum forest available for firewood collecting has been substantially reduced. And as a consequence of that, there's just not enough firewood to meet demand. So this project is about helping people understand that there is less firewood and adapt to the change.
Key changes that happened in the creation of the National Park was over 80,000 hectares became managed under the National Parks Act, and under the National Parks Act that changes the way that people can use the forest. The timber utilisation was phased out, which meant there was no longer a byproduct available for communities to use as firewood, and then the areas that remained available, there's a lot more pressure on those areas to maintain that supply.
The first phase, the phase that we're in now, is talking to the community, explaining to them how the firewood is running out and that they will need to adapt and change to alternative forms of home heating. So we've had a series of meetings at all of the key locations along the river. We've invited people to come and to hear about the whole firewood situation, and we've been really keen to get their ideas on what they would like to see to manage the firewood that we have got better, so it gets to the people who need it most, and also what kind of support they would need to shift to alternative heating options.
We've got better than 8,000, nearly 9,000 of our residents are over the age of 60. They have traditionally used firewood as their heating, cooking and, in a lot of cases, hot water.
Looking after vulnerable people who are dependent on firewood is a key priority of the project.
I recognise, and I think most recognise, that the free-for-all that we had was unsustainable.
Yeah, wood that's left on the ground is really important to some species. Maintaining cover and areas for small mammals and reptiles to make their homes is why there's that need to keep some wood on the ground. The benefit to community of preserving these parks is really about having the opportunity to be out with nature. People love camping and fishing and boating in the River Red Gum parks, and we want to make them the best forests that they can enjoy.
The forest health is the #1 priority, and I think that needs to be taken into any consideration we have in the future. I've always said it's our greatest attribute, whether tourist or otherwise, for not only Moora Shire but this into Victoria. And it would be great that it was adequately managed and to be used by the community, but in a very sustainable way.
We're very keen to have community input at any stage of the project, so we would welcome people contacting the project manager by email or through our website at any point.